What's going on, guys? Predator Gaming back with a brand new video. Today we're going to be diving into the topic of imposter syndrome. Before we get into it, drop a like and subscribe to the channel. At the time I'm recording this, we have 395 subscribers, so hit that subscribe button. Also, before we get too far into it, new upload schedule is going to be Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Every one of those days we'll get a video out at 6 p.m. And then Saturdays, you guys can check out the Twitch and the YouTube, where I'll be streaming at 7 p.m. on Saturdays. It'll start at 7, it'll end probably around 8:30, 9 o'clock, and that'll be the only day I'm streaming. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Imposter syndrome. So, imposter syndrome is, by definition, and this is the actual definition, a behavioral health phenomenon described as self-doubt of intellect, skills, or accomplishments among high-achieving individuals. So, I think first you have to identify what a high-achieving individual is. So, a lot of people that have imposter syndrome are what we'll call gifted kids when they're growing up, where the achievements come easy to them. And then, at least in my particular case, I have the same situation. I talked about this in a previous video. Great marks, great grades in high school and college, almost with no effort put in whatsoever. So it kind of made it seem like it was easy to me, right? And that should never really be the case, but it was for me. And then you get into adulthood where things maybe require a little bit more effort, and when you achieve them, you wonder and you look back and go, did I really deserve this, or was this another case of ease? Like, I just coasted through it, and do I really deserve this? Am I really worthy of this particular achievement? Am I really this person that did this stuff? So I'll take you guys a little bit along my story. Like I said, high marks, high grades, and everything in high school and college, and then I moved up pretty quick at every retail job I had, transitioning to manager roles within a few months of starting. Granted, looking back on it, looking at fast food, that's not too hard. You just kind of got to stick it out longer than everybody else. And then the same thing with retail. You just got to be there long enough to see the ebbs and flows of the business, and usually you'll get promoted pretty quick. I will say YouTube was one of those things I never really had a ton of success with early on. At any point, I do have a couple channels that have a couple hundred subscribers now, and I'm proud of those, but this wasn't one of those things. Another thing, I fell into a job that pays a lot more than what I make now in Pennsylvania. Sort of fell into it. I got reached out to by a temp agency at a time where I happened to be looking for a new role, and it just happened like that. I interviewed for it, and the number was way higher. Like, I was going to accept it anyway. Like, it could have been $1 more than what I was making at my current position, and I was taking the new job. And then it turned out to be like $5 or $6 more, and I was like, wow, how did this happen? How? And then I was doing basic work. It was payroll, it was HR stuff, things that I had kind of done throughout my retail career, but it was the token that I was getting paid so much more money for it now, and I couldn't wrap my head around that I actually deserved the money that I was working for. It felt like I was somebody else. Another good example in my life anyways, I've played basketball pretty much my whole life. A lot of my life stories kind of come back to basketball for some reason. So I played basketball a lot, played in rec leagues. I never really averaged more than, I think, 11 points, maybe 12 points in a rec league throughout the course of a season. Never averaged more than that. And then for whatever reason, the guy that I was playing, the guy that owned the rec league I was playing in, he also owned semi-professional teams. So they're professional teams. I call them semi-pro. By definition, they are professional basketball teams. I call them semi-pro because my brain, to be a professional, you have to be paid to do it. And only some people were paid. So some people, semi-pro. So I made the semi-pro team. There were 3 levels of tryouts. I made it through all 3 tryouts. Didn't get cut. Ended up being like 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th man on the team. And I was good for shooting and rebounding and big body screens. I'll see if I can find a clip and I'll put it over the video now. But the reason I had imposter syndrome pretty much the entire time, even though I was lighting people up in practice, I would get on the court with the uniform on and freeze, and I played bad, and I missed open layups and bad shots, and I averaged 1.5 points my first and only professional basketball season. 1.5 points, 3 rebounds, I think an assist and a half, something like that. And the reason was I never played in high school. I graduated too short. I graduated high school at 5'9", 5'10", something like that. But I didn't hit my growth spurt until maybe I graduated 5'11". I didn't hit my growth spurt till I was 16. So up until the point I was 16, I was 5'6" and like 230 pounds. Maybe 215, somewhere. It was over 200 and under 5'10". And then I hit my growth spurt going into my junior year, where I went from 5'6" to like 5'10", and then maybe I finished my senior year off at 5'11". Either way, my growth and my height actually came after high school. I went from 5'11" or whatever it was to 6'4" in the course of the next 2 years. So I never played high school for multiple reasons. My college had split campuses. I was in literally the farthest south campus they had, and the team is 2.5 hours away. So practices became not a thing. I got to play against them, and I definitely could have made the team, I think. I was in a lot better shape at this point. I had dropped weight. I was probably playing around 225 at 6'4". That's like a good weight for JUCO basketball. And I ended up never doing it. It's not the point. But when I made it to the semi-pro team, I had gained a bunch of weight due to a heart condition. I was about 300 pounds and playing professional basketball. It didn't matter how much I lit people up in practice because I could shoot, or how much like good defense I played, or made smart plays, or improved day over day over day over day. I never quite got over the imposter syndrome. So I asked my father about this, and we were having a conversation about confidence, and this is my way to avoid the imposter syndrome. And I do this occasionally. I have a list on my phone in my notes app that is a list of my accomplishments. And then because I know my life better than anybody else, I could look at them and go, okay, I played professional basketball with no high school, no college experience. Did I play super well? No. But why am I worried about this particular achievement when I did this with no resume? Another one that I've recently gotten into, I've been doing jiu-jitsu for 1.5 years. I get imposter syndrome every single day, but I train with, I train up blue belts, purple belts, D1 college wrestlers. And I go to these tournaments, and then I did my last tournament in October, and I beat somebody in less than 40 seconds. Great guy. Loved going against him. He was super strong. Beat him in less than 40 seconds. The first guy, I had super bad imposter syndrome. The second guy, I kind of felt confident about myself. But because I lose a lot training up, as you would, it hits me harder. And so I have to look back and I go, I've accomplished this, and this, and these are all things that I've worked for. And it helps with my confidence, and it helps with imposter syndrome going into a situation where I feel like I'm not the best person for the role because of that imposter syndrome. But I know I can put the effort in and the work in and be the person I need to be for that role. And that helps the confidence. Because imposter syndrome, in my opinion, is just a lack of confidence in yourself. And in the definition, it actually just says self-doubt. You doubt yourself, you doubt your skills, you doubt your confidence in the situation. So just kind of keep a little notepad or something in your notes app on your phone showing the things that you've done. And it may be hard to find if you're young, but find something. Like I averaged a 98 throughout the whole year in my math class, and you're in 8th grade or whatever the case is. Find that list of things. I have it, whether it's books, placing, like getting gold medals at a jiu-jitsu event. That was on my 2024 list of things to do. That's now on my notes app. So find a list of things that you've accomplished and just hold on to them for the moments where you feel like you don't deserve whatever accomplishment is coming up. Hopefully that makes sense to you guys. If you guys enjoyed the video, drop a like and subscribe. I'll see you guys next one. Peace out.